Buy cheap and safe NBA 2K22 MT at NBA2King.com. You can use code EXCAPAR, that's EXCAPAR, for 5% off your entire purchase.
Alrighty, so if you want the easy way, you just saw the sponsor, but if you want to get prepared for tomorrow's content drop, there's a few things that you guys can do to just get ready and be absolutely pristine, get the extra MT. So if you guys are excited for this video, you found it helpful at all, hit that like button down below, as well as subscribe if you guys are new. I did say that I was going to do like a best cards or Galaxy Opal Dark Matter tier list today, but I decided I'm going to put that off for the weekend, wait for this content drop to actually hit, and then I'll do that tier list after, so hopefully you guys don't mind that. And yeah, we're going to get started. So the first thing that people are going to talk about, we're going to cover it, everything that you want to do to sell. So if you have anything, the pack market, like some of these unopened packs, I would definitely highly recommend going ahead and picking up some of these, because this is just, or opening all of these, because you never know what you could randomly get out of them. What's probably going to happen is right there, you should get a Ruby Landry Fields, but you could get something, of decent value. So if you got any of those packs, I'd recommend, give them a little peek, give them a little open, and see what's going on. And then once you do that, these are some cards that you're really going to want to sell if you are maybe a little bit low on MT. You spent a little bit of your extra MT just to have a good card from the last drop. And it's probably going to be a lot of these high-end cards. Now, there's going to be cards like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar that I don't see dropping too much in price, just because, there's very few cards who I think are as good as this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Mainly these Power From Within. I think that some of the other ones will definitely kind of drop in value, but most of these Power Within cards are most likely going to retain value. Cards like Steph Curry, I would probably try to get out from under, but cards like Luka, because of how good he is on next gen, I really don't see him dropping in price. Cards like LeBron, I would definitely think about maybe selling, just because small forward position is so big, and there's always a potential that we get an out of position fairly soon that gives us a PG LeBron of some facet, and then this Dark Matter is not really too worth it. So those are cards that I would definitely think about getting out from under. Cards like David Robinson, I would definitely sell, because once big packs drop, if we get another good Galaxy Opal, this card is definitely going to fall below that 100k mark. We saw it when we got the out of position packs. We actually when we got this the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar packs, this David Robinson actually went as low as 85k. So if another even relatively good center drops, you could see this David Robinson fall below 100, and you can definitely just sell it for 120, 130, whatever you can do, and then boom, you're good. Plus, if you're watching this video right now, usually they start hinting at what cards we're going to be getting around 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. So we have quite a few hours before those happen. So if you get out from under a lot of these cards, you'll even be there before some news drops of what we may be getting tomorrow, which is always, I guess, a good thing. From this bracket buster spotlights, I think these normal cards will probably lose value quicker than those Power Within cards will. From the out of position set, I think that cards like this MJ are pretty safe, but 900k MT is definitely something that I would consider trying to get, because this MJ is absolutely godly, and I don't see many cards getting better than him. Luka and MJ are probably the two best PGs right now, but you never know what can happen to make a card's price fall, and 2 to 300k MT is definitely going to be a bit of an L to swallow. We could get some free cards that help it. Plus, when new cards drop, there's always a period of time where people are trying to get the new cards. They're buying packs, and cards will finish bids and auctions very, very low. So you might be able to sell this and pick it back up for maybe like 600k MT during the actual pack days. But in general, I think having something of this much value is definitely a card that I would consider selling. Giannis, he's really not that expensive for a Giannis card that can play the 2. So, I don't really know how I feel about selling this Giannis card. I think to most people, keeping him is definitely a better W. My personal opinion is that I would actually just switch from Giannis and grab this Anthony Davis that I was able to end up picking up, because this Anthony Davis is a 99 offense and defensive overall. He's not as cheesy as Giannis, but in my opinion, he's just as good. He's basically the same thing, but you can see about 75, 80k MT versus the 400k. So my personal opinion on this Giannis is I don't think you need to sell him, but if you are worried about losing some MT, you spent a lot of it and you picked up this Giannis, I would definitely decide to sell Giannis and then go pick up somebody like Anthony Davis that can really help you out. And then other cards are probably going to hold their value a little bit better. Tim Duncan, I do suspect that he'll probably drop a little bit in price. 50, 45k is still really good for this Tim Duncan card, considering I got mine for 20. But if you wanted to sell something like that, just get out from under it. It's definitely an option. If you have fully badged out versions of Dwayne Wade, this card goes for a lot, and I mean a lot of MT if you've added some extra Hall of Fame badges to him. I would definitely try to sell some of those just because you never know what kind of cards are going to be dropping. And day by day, as we get more cards and more Hall of Fame badges, the super juiced up, highly badged out versions of cards are starting to go for less and less MT. So if you have a few of those, I would definitely say it might be time to think about using some of those Hall of Fame badges and selling some cards, because we'll probably see an invincible kind of version later on that changes things up a little bit. So there is that. If you are somebody who has a lot of Hall of Fame badges, though, that's another thing that we can kind of talk about. Keep those. I have none of them because I've used them on a lot of the cards, but this could be a good time to pick up some badges. Usually right before content drops, badges hit kind of like an all-time low, I guess we'll say. Most badges really aren't that expensive this year anymore compared to what they have been. Things like Limitless Spot Up, Deadeye, Snipe are all badges that you can think of picking up that definitely have some use. Menace as well is a pretty nice one, just to pick up one of each tier and have it ready, especially during weekdays. These badges usually kind of fall down in price. You guys remember Sniper used to be a badge that went for a bunch of MT. I was able to pick up a bunch of them for less than a K last weekend because there weren't really too many cards. But we're still seeing cards occasionally every now and then drop that don't have the Sniper badge. Whenever those do, the Sniper badge goes up a bunch in value. And you never know. Deadeye as well is a really good badge. I don't have any silver versions of it because that's a little bit expensive. But if you pick up some of these, it's definitely something that I would look into. Just to have. Quick First Step is probably that badge that I really wouldn't recommend picking up, even though it seems a good idea. Most cards now are getting Quick First Step just because 2K understands that it's a pretty needed badge. Other ones though, like maybe, where was it? We just went back. Handles for Days is a badge that they're not really giving too much to a lot of those higher end cards, especially some ones you may want to run. So it can be a nice badge just to have in the back pocket to add to some of these, because whenever there's a badge that a lot of the tryhard people want, and it's not on one of the popular cards, these definitely go up in price. Chef and Limitless Spot Up are two that really increase in price depending on the day, so I would highly recommend checking out some of those. When it comes to shoe cards and shoe colorways, generally just want to look through, find some cheap diamonds. Obviously Nike and Jordan are kind of the more common ones to see, but there are some ones like Converse that for some reason there's just not as many of. I've kept this Converse Pro Leather just because some people for some reason like it. But what you'll see with a lot of these cards is they don't really, these shoes, there used to be less of them. But Converse kind of fluctuate very greatly in price depending on the time. Sometimes they're super cheap because there's not many Converse players. But as soon as a player like, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, a juiced up version like that drops, people instantly flood to pick these up because not a lot of people have these Converse shoes, and it can really be helpful for you. And then there's other shoe colorways people just like more than other ones, so they're more expensive. But there's that. Now, if you are somebody who's trying to pick up some nice, I guess, shoe boosts, I'm looking at shoe cards still. Those are so cards people have, badged up. The shoe boosts that definitely go for more MT, I'm stuttering out here, are 3-point shot, speed, and speed with ball. Occasionally ball handle, steal. Block usually goes for a little bit, and dunking ones usually go for a little bit. But the ones that always go for the most are speed with ball and speed. So if you can find some of those for relatively cheap, I would say, honestly, most below 10K are pretty good price for speed and speed with ball. 3-point shot, maybe 7,500 you're looking for right there. Ball handle, you can usually get pretty cheap. Perimeter defense and interior defense also go for a little bit, and sometimes strength. I would go ahead and look for a lot of those, and just make sure that you have these ready, because again, if you can pick them now for a cheaper price, it's always going to be better for you in the long run before any of those stuff hops up. So sell some of those cards, pick up some of these shoe boosts, pick up some of the card boosts, and you'll always be golden. And then contract cards as well are always something that fluctuate a bunch in price depending on the cards that drop. Like I can guarantee you, when MJ and Giannis got announced, diamond contracts started getting bought up like crazy. There's some times where diamond contracts are only going for 13K, and there's other times like right now where diamond contracts are going for close to 20,000. So they're definitely something that you want to look at. Because if you can pick up a few of these for 17K, and then some really hyped up card drops, and you can sell them all for like 25K the next day, it's kind of a nice profit margin. Now this is one that I would say it's a little bit riskier of an MT making strategy. So if you have a little bit less coin, I definitely wouldn't invest into that too much, but it is an option. And then for some people, another option that they choose to do, oh look at that, the dark matter token market's opening, because I haven't looked at it in a while. Is throw Bailey. That's kind of cool. I'll get the next one that drops in season 6. But another thing that a lot of people do is they head out here to some of these badge packs. Some people pick up some of these packs whenever they want to, although these are resetting in 8 days. I'm gonna pick up some of these shoe boosts, maybe these ornament ball packs. I think some of them actually go for a decent bit. You could use your tokens on that, try to get up some MT, but I honestly, would I recommend just trying to grind up some clutch time, try to get some of those diamond consumables, head over to Triple Threat Online and try to get, you know, Steph. You can't auction, so don't even try to get him. Well, get him just to get him once, but then aside from that, I would just ignore him. But just try to get some of those badge packs, the exchange packs, and things like that. Because what you can end up doing with some of those is head over to the exchange and do, where is it? This diamond not diamond contract. There's like a diamond consumable that you can do, yeah, right here daily, where you put in those exchanges and you can get some of those, which is pretty cool. So if you can get some of those, I definitely would. But the actual, you know, other exchanges, save your cards and try to get some better ones later on when the new season starts. We can get maybe a Galaxy Opal or something like that in there. So that's how I usually try to prepare it. Just pick up, you know, different badges. Make sure you save up your Hall of Fame badges. Try to pick up some diamond contracts, some shoes, some good shoe boosts that people may be overlooking right now, and especially do it right before, like selling your cards right before they start announcing and hyping up some of those cards, and you'll get something pretty nice. Now, this is probably the last Friday content drop I think we have before the new season starts. I'm gonna have to get on my XP grind, but which means it's probably gonna be a pretty juicy one. So that'll be pretty cool, and make sure you just get everything up. And if you're somebody like me who's behind on XP, maybe try to start doing that. I'm not really excited about Ray Allen, but I need to get this Hall of Fame badge at the least, and maybe we'll eventually finish it off and get Ray Allen, but who knows. So hopefully this video did help you out, and if it did, leave that like down below. Another thing that I forgot to recommend is do this Bracket Buster Spotlights. There's a lot of really good badges, cards, and shoes, boosts, diamond coach boosts, and things like that you can get. Highly recommend checking that out if you are inclined to do so. So like the video if you guys did enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new, and comment down below what you guys think. Hope you guys are great today, and I will see you in the next video.